Katelyn Reardon is an assistant account executive at Nonni Strategic Marketing. She speaks about how she created her first social media internship at Thomas Sweets. She went from scooping ice cream to managing the ice cream shop's social media. She expands on how taking an initiative has opened new doors for her. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming for this interview.
Thank you for having me and for thinking of me for this.
Of course. So, could you please take us through your career journey?
Yes, of course. So my career kind of started and is where it is today because of my time at Rutgers. I started off as a part-time ice cream scooper at Thomas Sweet, New Brunswick. If you ever need a sweet treat in New Brunswick, they have the best ice cream and chocolate. Um, and I kind of noticed that the social media could use a little amp up. So I approached my boss at the time and I asked him if I could take over the social media and if I was allowed to create a TikTok page. And he loved that idea. He encouraged me to go through the university. And that became my first ever real internship, which I kind of made out of thin air for myself. And yeah, thank you.
That is
and
sick.
mhm.
That is everyone's dream.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up really working out for me because that was kind of the catalyst of my success in my career afterwards. So, which is still very early, but um, after my time as a social media manager at Thomas Sweet, I was applying to all of the wonderful internship opportunities that the SCI professors were sending through. And I ended up working as a digital marketing intern for an entertainment marketing agency, and then after that, I got involved with a lot of these school clubs, PRSSA and Scarlet PR. And I started as an account manager for the Robert Wood Johnson University Blood Drive at Rutgers. That was a really cool, exciting project that like really grew my network around campus, not only with just students, but I mean, I had never really interacted with anyone from Robert Wood Johnson before, so that was cool. And around that same time, I was still applying to internships and I got a public relations internship for the company that I am actually still at now. So it really worked out well for me. If it weren't for Rutgers, I wouldn't have a job. So I'm forever grateful for my time at Rutgers and the people that I met there.
That is really nice. As in starting from being an ice cream scooper to making your own internship and then going from internship to Scarlet PR and to working for, so you currently work at Noni Marketing, right?
Yes, I work at Noni Strategic Marketing as an account assistant executive.
Wow. And
Assistant account executive. It's a newer title, so
got it.
still getting used
An
to.
account executive. So, and then one of your clients is Robert Wood Johnson, which is pretty cool.
So my client isn't not at Noni Strategic Marketing. That was something that I did with Scarlet PR, but
Hmm.
um, yeah, it was definitely an experience that helped prepare me my time at as an
Right.
account manager through Scarlet PR for my full-time work, definitely. So all of
Right.
my time at PRSSA and Scarlet PR was very fulfilling and really taught me a lot about like working with a client and communicating with a client as well as managing a team below me.
Right. That is really cool. When you went from working at ice cream shop at Thomas Sweets and then being a social media intern and then you moved around and got some internships. What skills did you develop along the way that, bring value to your work?
I think being able, starting off as a social media intern and being trusted like with my creativity and vision, that was really, really validating for me that like my creativity has
Mhm.
value and can actually lead to results and success. And that gave me a lot of confidence, like presenting my ideas in future positions. So that's definitely something I took away from Thomas Sweet. And I think it's silly because I majored in communications and graduated twice with a communications degree. But being able to refine my verbal communication skills from, group projects to all of the public speaking that we had to do in Sky to all of that written communication that I refined, that we all refined during the COVID years, has been like essential to my success in my job now. A lot of what I do is like email product pitching and building relationships through email. And of course, when I do have the opportunity to be in person, like representing my company and myself, that, you know, written and verbal communication skills that I've built up all of these years that Rutgers really helped me refine has been paramount to my success and to, you know, my relationships that I've been able to build post Rutgers. So definitely, you know, my creativity, my confidence, my communication. There's a lot of things. There's so many skills. I mean, even I didn't even touch on like certain softwares that I worked on at Rutgers. So yeah, during my dual degree program, I learned a lot about different video editing and audio editing softwares. That
Hmm.
has actually proved to be pretty helpful as well because I still work in social media management.
Having a boost of your social media creativity has
Hmm.
been really helpful. And so it makes me think about, I mean, a lot of students do, I mean, who isn't on social media nowadays, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, foster that creativity and really develop.
Hmm.
I like that. And of course, like the
Yeah.
writing and reading skills we develop at Rutgers and research
Hmm.
skills, they're
Of course.
tremendous.
Yes, definitely. Grammar as well. Like, never neglect your grammar because it's still so important. I'm still learning, you would think. Like, you know, how many years was I a student? Over 10 years, and I still forget little grammar things. But, you know, Rutgers definitely helped with all of that stuff. And I think the piece with creativity is like also having the confidence that what you're bringing to the table is valuable, it is different, it's unique to
Mm.
you. And I think like having that confidence in yourself and your abilities and your ideas is really important. And Rutgers, I think for
Like
me, like really uplifted me in that way.
doing good in academic work and having your creativity fostered, yeah, that'll definitely boost your confidence.
Hmm.
So,
Definitely.
so I want to ask about the next part of this interview, which is about networking and how important it is or how valuable it is in your field of work. Can you tell me more on that?
Yeah, of course. So I think networking is so important. I always stress to anyone that I'm talking to who's a student to network as much as you can while you're in a university where you're surrounded by people who you might not get to be around as much as when you graduate. So for me, if I hadn't built up my network in school, I wouldn't have a job right now. I'm very grateful for my Rutgers network, and it's been so important going forward in my career. I think, you know, networking in my field of work is very important. I know my boss who started the company, I think about 10 years ago, still contacts people who she was with before she started the company, and they
Mhm.
help her whether it's for mentorship or, you know, suggesting different contacts that we can reach out to for certain projects that we're working on. And I just think networking is essential. I've learned so much from the people in my network, whether it's people that are above me or below me. Networking is so important. You never know where certain connections can lead to you, whether it's, you know, a position or a really important connection that down the line leads to something greater. So networking is really, really important for me and for this position that I'm in.
Absolutely. I mean, if your boss reaches out to like the people who they have worked with in their previous years, I mean, that is essential and that is key to like tell where the industry is going.
Definitely. And I think even for myself, I mean, my Rutgers network basically makes up all of the recommendations that I have on my personal portfolio, on my LinkedIn, you know, for my resume and whatnot. I've gotten some really incredible recommendations from SCI professors, from clients that I worked for at Scarlet PR. I mean, it's really important to network and try not to be shy, try to put yourself out there a little bit more. It kind of just prepares you down the line for what you'll be dealing with in the real world.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So I want to ask, what advice would you give to students who are at Rutgers right now, or probably they're struggling with something like maybe getting a job or in
Hmm.
with some classes? What advice would you give to them?
Yeah, so I mean, if any students are struggling, I would say take a deep breath. Like everything's gonna be okay. And everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to for you. There's been positions that I didn't get, and
Mm.
Of course, I'm bummed out about it in the moment, but down the line, I see in my job now the reasons why that wouldn't have worked out for me and why where I'm at now is much better for who I'm growing to become. And I think there's so many stressors at school that, you don't really experience when you're working full time. The multiple classes and the friend drama and there's just a lot going on when you're in university and things get better. It doesn't matter if you get a C on an exam. Nobody's going to ask you about that in an interview. Like, it's just try to take everything with a grain of salt and know that things will get better for you down the line. You just have to keep pushing.
Keep pushing. I like that. That's lovely.
Yeah.
So that sums up my questions. I would like to thank you so much for this your time and this interview. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. It means a lot to me that, Rutgers keeps reaching out to me. I'm like, it's so exciting.
Thank you. I mean, this it does really mean a lot.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much again.